What's going on, Speed Squad? Connor Speed6 here, back with another video. Hey, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, today we are on Forza Horizon 4. We're going to be doing something pretty fun in the Audi Sport Quattro. What I wanted to do is I've been looking at some of the major off-road routes in the game that were provided to us by the developers. What I wanted to do today is take one that was really fun, but make it a little bit better. What I decided to do is take the Sport Quattro to the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is the longest rally stage provided by the developers in the game. So I wanted to take their route, adjust it just a little bit, and make it to where it's more of a full rally route than rather just your standard in-game developer route. The problem with the Gauntlet is it has far too much tarmac. I would probably say half of the stage is tarmac, half of the stage is dirt. What we're going to see here is my brand new custom route called I Fixed the Gauntlet. It's 18.7 miles long. I have it set up for anything goes racing, so you guys can use whatever car you'd want, road car, rally car, whatever. But just be aware that this is about 75 to 80% off-road. So it's gravel in the rain plus some mud, so you have to be aware of this. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. Again, we're going to use the Audi Sport Quattro S1 because that's what was used in the actual Gauntlet race at the beginning when Horizon 4 came out, before we had the option to select different cars to run rivals on. This car is absolutely beautiful. It's got some of the best body lines, but surprisingly enough, it wasn't a favorite for rally drivers who were actually behind the wheel of this car. They actually preferred the previous generation Audi Quattro. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and I'm going to pause and go directly into the map so you guys can sort of see the changes that I made. So let's jump right in. I have it on beginner new racer mode just so I can get past the AI quickly. So as you can see, the route comes all the way down to the switchbacks there in Asmore, runs over the little plains area up by the Stones, or Stonehenge in real life. And so instead of cutting back here using all of this road and then going through mud kickers, which is not, in my opinion, very good part of the route for the Gauntlet, we bypass all that and hit all of these dirt trails all the way around through the quarry. We do touch some tarmac, of course, because we have to, but then we dip out into these tight little sections here into the woods. And this, unfortunately, is the most amount of tarmac that you're going to touch on this route, and that's when you leave the woods, basically all the way around past Mortimer Gardens to the final stretch of dirt, which is down by the lake, which finishes basically right where the Gauntlet finishes. This is a longer route than the Gauntlet, but it's more fun. Alright, so let's jump right in. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this car. It's got tons and tons of low-end turbo lag, but it's hella fast. You basically lean on the car's power the entire time you're racing because, unfortunately, the acceleration is just not there. Alright, so we're past all the AI cars. Now, this road is actually one of my favorite roads on the entire map, as you guys who've been around the channel for a while do know. It's really challenging, it's pretty fast, there's lots and lots of really tight switchbacks, some jumps of course, and plenty of water splashes, which are some of my favorite. That's why I love driving in spring, that's why this is set in spring as well. I do have it set at, I believe, sunset. The progression of time is rolling, so it does get a little bit darker, and the weather does change throughout the race, so just be aware of that. Another big issue with this car, it is a pig. I mean, you saw how much I'm sliding right there. It was barely even on the throttle. The entire car weight just shifts so hard to the opposite side. But again, it is extremely fast, almost too fast to be able to keep the damn thing straight. Over the big jump. Love that. Oh, but yeah, if you'll remember right, if we were actually racing the Gauntlet that was provided to us in-game by the developers, we would have already been off of this road, which, again, is probably one of the best rally roads in the entire game. I'm really not sure why they chose to do half and half, road and dirt, or off-road and tarmac. I don't know. In my opinion, in this game, rally racing is kind of at the forefront, and it's one of the most popular styles of racing just because of the map and the roads that it has to offer. I'm really not sure why they didn't choose to use those roads for the community in their in-game route. It didn't make sense to me, but whatever. That's why we have the route creator, so we can do this kind of stuff on our own. But yeah, this is, I think, just a masterful route. It's not my longest, of course. It's not my favorite, but it is extremely fun. It should take you probably around 13 minutes to get it done. I can't exactly remember. We'll see how bad this time is. I'm sure it's going to be slower than my last time. A little bit different talking and driving at the same time, while recording. As I look over to make sure I hit the record button. Yeah, I have my own tune on this car. It's S1, top of the class. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not gone well at all. See? Start talking, start losing focus with the road, and you drive off the road. But yeah, again, the tune, I'll have it shared. Again, it's not my favorite car at all, not even close, because it's so heavy, and it just slides. Unfortunately, once the tires break, it just slides. All right, so a little bit of tarmac, of course. Unfortunately, we can't avoid that in this game on the map. It's just not realistic to think that we can. There are some routes, of course, that I have 0 tarmac, but those are shorter. All right, so up into the little standing stones area. I'm not really quite sure what to call this area. Bonkers amount of speed right here. Oh, yeah, quick on the steering wheel to get the car turned in, over the bump, around the corner. This is a really, really difficult road. It's much more difficult than people really realize. But I think that's what makes it fun. Style points for a little slide, a little all-wheel drive power slider. And as you can see, this car just picks up speed so quickly once the turbo lag passes. And once it gets up to about 4,000 RPMs, it is just a beast. It just wants to go. Let it eat. Alright, back onto some more gravel here. This is one of my favorite little sections of the map right here too, because of the gates coming up. I always like to try to slide the car perfectly through the gates if possible. That's not always possible, of course, but I like to try. We're going to see how I do right here. There you go. Watch out now. Oh, I nicked it. It's all good. Alright. Hard hairpin right here. Ah, short shifted it. That was my fault. Shifted in a second way too soon, especially on a turbo laggy car. Now this next corner is one of the most difficult corners on the entire map, but definitely on this stage. You have to be early on the brakes. You don't want to hit that too late because it can throw you to the outside of that corner and into the trees. It's off camber the entire corner, so you have to be really, really careful. Good stuff though. Another hairpin. So we've got three hairpins almost in succession. Would be a Connor Speed 6 route if we didn't have hairpins, right? I mean, real life rally stages have them, so you want to make sure that they're in your custom routes if possible. A little bit darker. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's fun. But it gets darker when you get more into the wooded sections of the route, so it is a bit trying at times. Oh, come on. All right, down through the water, back up the hill. Then we're going to be going back down the hill around the base of the dam. Let's not take out fences, thank you. Oh yeah, I'm just whipping the ass in back and forth. Yeah, this car doesn't like the mud very well. It just wants to continue sliding. Oh, okay, there we go. This is a fun little section always. Implemented it a few times in a bunch of my routes. Alright. Very nice. Alright, then back up onto the road. Oh, took out too much of that fence, slowed me down a lot. So we're going to get a lot of speed up here. Then we're gonna have to slow down a lot because we're going around this corner uphill onto mud. And I had to get first gear going to get some tire spin there, a wheel spin. This is probably one of the tightest parts of the track. Actually, probably the tightest part of the track, or at this stage. It's really, really fun. Oh, I about screwed up. Oh, I about screwed up again. I always try to go through here without hitting the fencing. That's the goal. It doesn't always happen, of course. Oh, see? The car's wanting to spin the tires in 4th and 5th gear at high RPMs in the mud. It's rough. It really is. This is a high RPM car for sure. In the low RPMs, of course, you'll see just massive amounts of lag. But that's again why a lot of the Group B drivers preferred the previous generation Quattro. All right, so as you can see, we're on a different little part of the track here. I made this little corner, cut through the little yard in front of the rock wall. Just a little added feature, something a little bit different rather than staying on the road. It is a rally stage after all. So this is the longest tarmac bit on the entire route, but it's a heck of a lot shorter than the one that we were given in game. So yeah, in my opinion, I think everything about this stage is just better than the one that we were given by the developers at game release. I really wish there was a connecting road from here over to Mortimer Gardens, but it is what it is. We can't have everything we want. The car is really surprisingly grippy on tarmac as well, as long as you have it tuned properly. But it just has so much body roll. Around the ice cream cone, through the chickens. Alright, now this is actually one of my favorite roads on the entire map as well. But it's also my least favorite because I'm not that good at it. Especially going this way for some reason. You're going to see some ridiculously high speed right here over this big jump. And then you've got to be on the brakes almost immediately. Drop it down a gear, drop it 2 gears, get a slide going around. A couple taps of the brake, and of course all over the e-brake to get the back end going around. Really, really, really fun. I love that. Alright, now I'm going to have to be using my mini map a lot here again because I'm terrible at this route for some reason, going this direction. I think it's just because they're super subtle bendy bits, I guess is what I'll call them. Ugh. That wall back there is the one that always gets me. Alright, nearing the finish here. We're at what, 12:15 right now? It's not going to be a bad time. I thought I was going to get a 12:30. Alright. Just because I didn't do well doesn't mean you won't. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. If you would, please leave the video a like, leave me a positive comment, and as always, if you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe for more weekly content like this. I will have the painter of this vehicle down in the description below, so be sure to download it. I appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, I am Connor Speed 6. Much love, everyone. See you soon.